So today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to blend these two colors, black and red, together, and I'm going to be showing you the do's and the don'ts. I'm going to start off with the don'ts, and I've also got some notes here to help me out, and I'm going to be using them as props. Anyways, these are the two tools I'll be using. I'll be also introducing a different color to help you blend a color like red with something else to create a darker tone of red. That's the key here. We're trying to create a darker tone of this color red using black, but obviously I found after the couple of years of drawing and everything, I found out different ways of creating darker tones of red by using other colors as well. But anyways, let's get into this. Let me start with the don'ts. First thing you don't want to do is use a black and then press too hard. By pressing too hard straight away, ultimately you've already created the darkest tone of black, meaning whatever color you add on top of it is still gonna be black, of course, right? It's just simple science and simple quick maths. That's what it is. So we've applied the black, you know, in like just different directions, everything, and now we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna bring in the red to create a darker red tone. Nope. The only thing that's gonna happen is the red is gonna come through the gaps of the black. Where the white is, that's the only place you guys will see the red, and this is where you end up with a black with a little bit of red. That's not what we want. What we want is this. You take the red first, apply that lightly, nice. As you see, I'm keeping the strokes consistent. Here we go, nice. And there we go, that's the first layer. Now we bring in the black. This we want to apply really lightly here. As you can see, it's almost as if I'm not touching the paper, but that's what we want. See, now you can leave it there. You can be like, oh no, I want it a little bit darker, but to be on the safe side, you leave it there. Then you bring back the red, apply it again, but going in a different direction with the same pressure as the first layer. See, that's the thing with ballpoint pen, there has to be a lot of patience. You have to have it. It's a must. So if you see it's a little bit red, it's getting a bit darker, you know. So I want to bring back the black again. Sorry about that black dot there. That's because I didn't really wipe my pen that well. Typical moose are making them mistakes. Try to fade it out with the other red. You see, bam. Take the red again. This time, if you want to apply a little bit more pressure, you can if you want to. There you go. You see, we've gone from this, which is just straight black, applied it hard, the way we're not supposed to, nothing like that, and then we've gone from that to this, where we've applied multiple layers, consistent strokes, steady pace, not rushing anything, and applying the black, red, like you're sewing, almost like you're sewing. You have to knit and go in different directions and stuff like that to get a whole piece of, just say like a shirt or something, but you know, you have to mix and match. Yep, and I just dropped my pen. You have to mix and match and everything. And yeah, let me just look at my notes. What else I've got? Yeah, when you're mixing a darker tone of a color like red, try to use other colors. Try to avoid black. That's probably one of my advices. I'll say try and avoid black, unless the area you're drawing is solid black and it fades out into a color. Then maybe yes, you can apply black, but I try to avoid black now. This is what I use here. As you can see, the brown Stedler, and I'm going to show you the almost what it does with the red as well. So start right here underneath it. Just going to do the same thing we did with the beginning, and a nice layer of red. As you can see there, the lines are pretty close together, you know. It's not perfect, but the lines are close together. And that's what you want. You don't want this, where the lines be like completely separate, you know what I mean? Again, we're trying to create a dark red, and the key is to try and keep the strokes and everything connected as much as you can, connected together, so that way when you add another color, it gives off the illusion of the darker tone of that color. But when there's gaps in it like this, separation like this, it's very easy to notice the other color, because it's gonna be going through the white areas, and then it's not blended with another color, so it's just gonna pop out, you know what I mean? It's quite like, as you can see there, like if I add the brown now, where the white is and not touching the red, you're just gonna see brown. Again, not what we want, you know what I mean? Instead we want to do this, just like what we did with the black. Apply the brown on top very, very, very lightly, almost to the point where people are like, are you even drawing on the page? And you're like, don't worry, I got this. Ain't nothing but a brown pen. So as you can see, I'm almost doing like circular shapes. Because the brown is so close to the red, it's very easy just to keep going and not really worry about, you know what I mean? Like going too dark or anything like that. Just nice consistent strokes. And now we bring back in the red. Again, applying a little bit more pressure than we did with the first couple of layers. You guys probably have noticed I'm always saying pressure, 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 pressure. So as you can see, there's the darkest red, then you have a little bit of mid-tone there, and then you have a light one. And that's all, that's just with the brown. See, now me, if you ask me which one would I prefer, this or this, yeah, it depends. So obviously most of the time I would prefer this. And if you watch my Spider-Man tutorial video, then you'll know that this is what I mainly did. Obviously sometimes I apply the black in the darkest areas, but I mainly use the brown to blend the red together to create that dark red tone. As you can see, that looks more of a dark red tone than this. This one you can kind of see the black through it, which is not exactly what we want. But yeah, these are a couple of tips here. What else is there to talk about? Obviously I said here, don't do one layer. You want to do multiple layers to build it up, so it actually gives off that illusion of a darker tone of the color. Keep the strokes as close as you can together. That's key. And don't press too hard. Build it up with layers. Don't do this. This is just wrong. Like, this is not right. You don't want this. You know what I mean? Build it up nice and slow. Take your time. And especially if you're using like yellows and obviously like light greens, oranges and stuff, you don't want to be using black. You have to try and find out different alternatives. Again, what my advice to you is, take a scrap piece of paper, mess around on there. That's your palette. That's like a paint palette for the paint artist. Your ballpoint pen artist. Use a scrap piece of paper as your palette. Mess around with different colors and whatnot. See what works, what doesn't work, and try to remember it, and then apply it to your drawing. I will be doing another tutorial on like texture and stuff like that to help you guys out. Hopefully you found this little tutorial. Of course there's not much on the page, but I hope this made sense and it helped you guys out with the whole blending black with a color. What else can I think of? Okay, let's talk about going from a solid black area to a red area. So we have, let's just draw a little shape here like this. So we have a solid black area, which is like, let's just say this corner, so solid black. So So we know this area is solid black. Right? Now, if I wanted to blend it out and fade it out to red, what I'll do is do that part, of course, the corner, wherever it is, that solid black, do that, and then I'll bring the red in. Like this. Of course, do all my cross hatching and stuff like that. So we've done that, and now we're gonna use the black again, but this time try to fade it out again, press nice and lightly. So as you can see there, I'm already starting to fade it out, but I'll bring in a bit of red more here. Try and glue it all together, which is key. You want to try and connect it as much as you can. That means apply more layers. Then apply more layers. So as you can see, it's already kind of faded out. Of course, I could spend more time on it, like these areas here. Boom. As you can see, faded out. It's not perfect, but this is an example of what you should do. If you want it perfect, then obviously spend more time on it. But as you can see, solid that black area is gonna be solid, and then yeah, you fade it out like that. As you can see, that's pretty decent. But that's the kind of technique that I would do. Of course, apply the black to where, if it's solid black, then apply the black there, and then after apply the red on top, and then bring out the black, and like almost like you're fading it with your pen, so you go across like that, nice and across, steady pace. What you don't want to do is obviously solid black area, cross hatch it like this, thinking okay, it's alright, we'll do this bit solid black like this. That's solid black now, and then you bring in the red, you know, bring in the red, a couple of layers of that, and the line's not close enough and all that stuff, but then you still going with the black, thinking okay, it's not that dark, you know, I got this, and then you just apply it way too much, because then once you do that, it's very easy to see the separation between the black and the red, whereas the key is we're trying to get that black faded into the red, not to see the separation between the two. That's the thing that people make a mistake of. So you can see there, it's not really faded. It's just like it goes like black and a bit lighter black, and then boom, you just have red, which is not what we want. We want this fadedness to happen, this beautiful thing to happen. This is what we want, and the only way you're gonna get results like that is by creating layers, taking your time, and figuring out your pressure, like how much pressure you apply with the pen. It's very key. I've already made a video on this when I drew the rose on the red paper with just a black pen. That video, if you haven't seen on my YouTube channel, then you can go check it out. I actually might post it on here as well so you guys can see it. Pretty informative video, just talking about the importance of layers and pressure. I think they're the most important things when it comes to ballpoint pen. But yeah, that is it from me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video very much, and hopefully it does help you guys out. And if it did, then yeah, let me know in the comment section, and I'm here for you. You guys are supporting me, and that's why you guys are awesome. And I haven't really been active on my Patreon, which I know, but it's been a struggle for me to think of ideas of things to do, and now I've just realized, just do it. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, at the end of the day it's going to help out someone. So if I have an idea, I'm just going to put it out there, and instead of hesitating to actually put it out there for you guys. So that's my plan, just put it out there for you guys so you guys can learn something, hopefully find it helpful. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. Again, if you have suggestions, holla at your boy, I'm here to help. And I hope you find this tutorial very interesting. Anyways, that's it from me, DeMoose. I'm out. Catch you next tutorial. Peace.